what would you like to begin with today?
Many of these conversations are at the level that you and I are talking about, almost the physics of spirituality. Oh, that's a good phrase, the physics of spirituality. What I need to get down to is the actual physical of spirituality, and how will this, make me a better person in the future. How can we go from spirituality, Ruth, to the physical of spirituality?
The message has been very clear that that's what my journey has been about. I have experienced a lot of hardship, and I have been able to relate to many, many, many people in many different walks of life because of the variety, the huge variety of experiences that I have had in this. A very, very important thing to consider, and you will want to consider this for yourself. When this plethora of ascended masters ascended into my life, descended into my life from their realm, among the very first channeling that I did was a channel called There Is No Divorce. And I have published these first 6 channelings in my book, An Unseen Life. In this channeling, what was very clearly expressed is that marriage is a human construct. Marriage in our human construct is misunderstood and misrepresented because we do have marriages of agreement. They are part of our intention before coming into this experience in this lifetime. When we marry one another in the human construct with the piece of paper, it ties us together in a legal matter that is not spiritual. So the growth and development is stunted. With the merging of a union, the coming together of 2 people, those 2 people are married in a spiritual sense as long as they support one another in their individual growth. Does that make sense?
Yes. Keep going.
The challenge being the way marriage has been in the human experience as it has been is that the male partner is doing the growing and the female partner is doing the supporting. When that is reversed, you will see healthier relationships. And I wish I had the saying at hand that it is. It's a Cherokee saying about, man is here to support woman that she may walk safely on the earth, and woman is here to bring man back to his soul.
Oh.
That is a spiritual partnership, and that is not how we are experiencing our marriages. It is in the process of uplift. The pulling apart of marriages, of relationships, because of the unwell-being that exists within the union, that's what's in control. That's what's leading the charge. The more we resist that pulling apart, the more devastating it becomes. And we talked about staying too long at the party. It's staying too long at the party. There were relationships I should have left long before I did. I had an experience where I experienced that experience of what that Cherokee proverb states, and it was quite lovely. But we separated, and I moved and came back, and we came back together, and we loved hanging out with each other. We were joking around, and I fell. He picked me up. I hit my head on something, and it wasn't drastic, but I was hurt. And it was the very first time he did not ask me how I was, and are you okay? I felt I was witnessing that moment when a relationship changes from that agreement to unagreement. It was quite an awareness. We bypass that information. We discount it so fast. We don't even notice it. We're so used to the abuse of self-abuse, the self-unlove, that we don't notice those moments. And so they just escalate.
All right. I need to, at this point, reiterate the Cherokee proverb. A woman's highest calling is to lead a man to his soul, so as to unite him with Source. Her lowest calling is to seduce, separating man from soul and to leave him aimlessly wandering. A man's highest calling is to protect woman so she is free to walk the earth unharmed. His lowest calling is to ambush and force his way into the life of woman. That bit of wisdom from the Cherokee tribe, the Native Americans, is so powerful. And what you said about witnessing the moment when a relationship changes from agreement to unagreement is something that everybody really needs to pay attention to and to bring it to the surface and be honest about it, and then maybe go through the protocols of forgiving whatever frequency needs to be forgiven in that moment, and then understanding the process that humans are required to go through, which is always measured in the amount of time that it takes for you to learn whatever lesson you were meant to learn from that relationship.
It's experiences and it's growth, and I love the term graduation. For example, I, on occasion, have wished that my friend was available to talk to, but I have blocked him from my life. I will not go there again. I've been in that kind of relationship, and I will not go back. And it's not a demand. It's a very centered, peaceful resolve. I have been of the experience in this lifetime that I would go back 1,000,000 times. I would forgive all the time. It was a clear message to myself of my own self-disregard to do that. When you love yourself, when you allow love to enter into your body without defining what love is and let love fulfill itself, I allow love to fulfill itself within me. I allow love to fulfill itself in, around, and through me, capital M, capital E, my experience. You will find yourself living a different experience.
I think you just defined what I've been calling the new way of love relationship. That's really beautiful. And I've never seen capital M, capital E with the letter Y beneath the M and the letters XPERIENCE beneath the E. Me means my experience. I love that. That's beautiful. So when we allow love to enter without defining it, with just giving ourselves over to the feeling of, oh my, here's someone who is so interesting that my heart feels open to, and I allow that energy to just float around me, in me, around me, then I am really in the process of knowing a new way to live a human life.
Well, let me add to that. What if you came here to just love yourself, and that your relationships are not to come together in love, but they are to come together in joy? How does that feel?
It feels great, but I want to take it to the next level. So our relationships come together in joy, and then the joy progresses for a while and becomes something else, and there's a moment of agreement. My joy agrees with your joy, and then we have a moment where I'm still feeling the joy, and maybe you're not feeling the joy so much anymore, and maybe I look into your eyes and we see that our agreement is not matching anymore. There, Ruth.
Okay.
Take it there.
I will, because here's what happens. If you love yourself and you're partnering because of joy, then at the end of that relationship, you still love yourself.
Say that again.
When you love yourself first, and you love yourself only, and you partner with someone else because through joy, then when that relationship moves on, you still love yourself. No one has taken that love away.
I'm going to push that one further, and you can tell me yes or no. When your relationship that came together in joy and experienced its moment of misalignment and ended, you still love yourself, but you actually love yourself a little bit more than you did before when you first came together in joy. Isn't that the equation? Isn't there a larger number there at the end?
Yes, actually there is.
There we go. Thank you. I got a yes. I got a yes.
There actually is.
Okay.
And here's the thing that has been amazing about these experiences that I've been having since I have accepted that love for my own self, is that the ebb and flow of relationship is so much more graceful. The desperation isn't there because I love myself. That love is not missing when the relationship ends. I am still whole and intact. Yes, I will miss conversations. I will miss funny things that have happened. But that love is also joyful. So the recovery time is minuscule. And it's not that these men haven't been important. They've been extremely important. I have felt that infatuation, that romance, that deep passion, and that deep connection. Those have all been there. But they haven't taken anything away from me by no longer being present in my life. And it's easier to walk away when it turns, when it changes. You know, you can make better choices for yourself when you love yourself and when you allow love and well-being to be the partners of your life. How do I explain this?
We talked about this a little bit before in separate conversations, and self-love, the love that you have for yourself that can never go away, that can never be eroded, once you learn how to build that in, it inoculates you against the false information about the other person completing you or looking for that soulmate, because you realize that your soulmate is really yourself. It's within you to have that union of self with self, loving itself, to be able to go into a relationship with someone outside of yourself who is also connected to their self-love. And when those two individuals come together, they resonate until they have that moment where the agreement goes away. For whatever reason it goes away. They're no longer supporting each other's growth, and they're ready to graduate from whatever it was that the two could bring mutually. And then each of them goes away better, enhanced, and even more ready for the next relationship that will come together in joy.
Absolutely. And chances are the relationship's going to last longer, too, because it's healthier. Chances are, it may be a life partner. The universe isn't interested in supporting unwellness. It just isn't. And so that's why unwellness keeps falling apart.